Welcome, Puerto Peñasco lovers. This is the Rocky Point Podcast with award-winning host Thomas Baldrick.
Hola and hello, I'm Thomas Baldrick. Thank you for hitting the play button. This is not breaking news, but still I think it's newsworthy, and I'd like to think after all these years I know a thing or two about news, having covered hundreds or maybe even thousands of stories in my lifetime. Therefore, with this news, I'd like to suggest you consider what might be a pretty interesting, pretty good weekend read. It won't take too long, and we've provided the direct link for you so you don't have to waste time searching for it. It's in Phoenix Magazine. Now, I don't follow every issue, but I have seen and read enough over the years to know that this publication has done its share of quality reporting. Recently, I read a piece by Dan Gleason. For the record, I'm not friends with Dan Gleason. I've never even met the man. It was titled Rocky Relations. Now, I wasn't sure what to expect. For me, it was another case of hope for the best, prepare for the worst. Granted, in my humble opinion, I think Rocky Point gets a bad rap all too often, and I've found some of the harshest critics have never even been to the place. Now, despite not having any experience, some people seem to arrive at conclusions about Puerto Peñasco, about Mexico, and about Mexicans, or maybe they follow certain influencers and own and believe whatever the person tells them. Dan Gleason wrote about Puerto Peñasco, its current conditions, and of course addressing the question, is it dangerous or is it safe to go there? It didn't take me long to see that Dan did his homework. He presented facts. He attempted to be accurate and fair. He was professional, and he did a fine job. But that doesn't mean you'll agree with me or with every word that he wrote. I thought you might be interested in knowing I reached out to Dan Gleason and invited him to sit down for an interview for an upcoming podcast episode. The good news is Dan says he wants to do it, and I look forward to scheduling it soon. In the meantime, I invite you, if you haven't already done so, to like and follow the Rocky Point Podcast so that you don't miss any of it. What I can tell you will happen is this. We will prove two people can sit down, have a conversation, have a discussion, maybe even have a disagreement or two, and do it without insults, without name-calling, without false accusations, without changing the subject, any other tactics that you wouldn't want used against you. Now, if you do follow my advice and read the Rocky Relations article, please leave a comment here. I'd sure like to know what your opinions are. I'm Thomas Baldrick. Until next time, adios, friends. We look forward to bringing you that Rocky Relations episode, and thank you for being part of the Rocky Point Podcast.